Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Minecraft. Your friend Nieblue here. This is going to be episode 5 on the Vanilla Time server. Thank you for joining me, everybody. We're going to do a quick recap of what we did last time. I still haven't done anything with this balcony. I really need to get something going over here. That whole finishing project first and then moving on to the next thing hasn't worked out so well for me. What we did on the last episode is we created our trading hall right here, and it looks absolutely wonderful. I left you on the last episode with not knowing what I was going to put here. I just put a little stripped birch around the edge, and it kind of makes it pop right there, and it ties it in with the floor, so it looks really good, I think. I have not seen any episodes. I have not seen any comments on my little aquarium tank here yet because I am recording this video a week before it releases. So make sure you leave me some comments. Let me know what's going on. That way I can see if there's anything that y'all might have that might help me improve this room a little bit more. I did place a ender chest right here and a crafting table. As I mentioned before, we're going to probably turn these corners, which are empty, behind these polished andesite blocks. We're probably going to put a elevator there or some kind of storage for our trading items for our villagers, so that's going to be interesting. What do we have in store for the episode today? Some of the stuff I've done off camera. One is I built this nice little staircase. It comes off of our main room, which I have not started on yet, so we may be seeing that here pretty soon. I've built this nice little staircase here, and I've started building a platform. And if you have not seen this before, which I'm sure many of y'all have, I've started the collection area for the villagers. The red represents bad villager, go away villager, and the green represents we want to keep this guy. We are in the process of making a spot for our villagers to come in, and I can determine, hey, I want to keep this guy and send him over there into the trading hall, or I don't really care too much for keeping this guy. We're gonna send him off into no man's land. That's what I'm gonna say. We're gonna send him off into no man's land. Nothing shady going on with that red button. I do have one other button I want to put in, and that is gonna be blue. I'm not gonna put. Where are you going, Axe? You don't want to be in my inventory anymore? But we were friends. I want to put a blue block into this option as well, and that blue block is basically going to be another selection I can make if I want to keep the villager, but I don't want to send them into the trading hall. There's a lot of other farms that I'll be building. There's going to be some wheat farms, some carrot, potato farms, and I'm going to need farmers for that for sure, but I don't want to have to try to figure out how to get them out of the trading hall if I want to keep them. So I'm going to make another selection that will go off into another area to keep those particular villagers safe, as well as keep them ready at all times for when I start building these other farms. I've dug out quite a bit of area here, and I've built a nice little tunnel. What I'm imagining is kind of like a train station that comes through here, kind of like a train station tunnel. And if we come over here, you'll see I've kind of made a makeshift bridge all the way over there to the villager holding cell. And excuse the textures. Apparently, Optifine Alpha has jacked with the graphics on the rails, so they kind of look like this. It still works, but it looks kind of goofy, don't it? I actually spent an hour trying to figure this out because I thought they were broken. But then one of the other players here on the server had mentioned, no, it's just a graphical error, test it, and sure enough, it works fine. My concern is this going to impact the redstone over there? We'll see. But basically, this is just a makeshift. It will, excuse me, it will get beautified, and it'll look like a true rail station coming over this way. So I'm pretty excited about that. But before we get started on any of that, we got to do a little redstone. We got to make this little collection area look pretty, and we're going to make it to where it's functional, to where we can start selecting what's going on. This episode may not end off with a true ending with a building done. We'll see what happens. This is a pretty big task right here. But that's the plan for today. I'm pretty excited about it. I think we're going to get some villagers in our trading hall here pretty soon, I hope. I'm really excited. I want to get it done. Even though I didn't even think about this, even though I may be getting villagers into our trading area here pretty soon, I don't have anything to trade with them. So more than likely we'll probably see some farms popping up here pretty quick with the farmers AI to start getting us some supplies for our trading. Let's get cracking on this. Okay, so after a lot of finagling with redstone, I believe I've got the first part of this done. I probably could compact this a little bit better, maybe do a little bit better redstoning, but it works for right now. So basically the green button sends a signal down, goes into this pulse extender, I guess. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, the same thing for the red button. It comes down, it also goes into this. Now, in order to make the back piston react immediately without an extender so it continuously gets redstone, I had to do a little finagling. So I've got a repeater going into the torch here, which activates this and drops it down and leaves the dropper without power for a little while this one right here is activated. It pushes the powered rail into this area and then pulls it back before this stone block comes back up again, allowing another villager to drop in the space right here before after I just lost all train of thought. This stone block comes back up before another villager drops into this area, so that way we can take a look at them, see if we want them. If not, we can just press this little red button here. He'll go on his way, and then eventually I'll pull back and the block will come back up, and it works exactly the same way for the green. So definitely took a little finagling, and like I said, I could probably adjust the redstone a little bit better, but hey, it works for right now, so let's leave it at that. What we're going to be doing now is we've got to set up the tracks to go their specific ways. So, I don't have any tracks. Let me go get some tracks. Alright, with tracks in hand, I've placed down some powered rails here, and basically what happens is you press a button, you'll see the powered rail gets pushed forward, activates all these, and then it gets pulled back again. There's our selector. It's definitely in the right spot, timing's working good, and we're good to go there. So let's cover this up real quick, because now what we need to do is we need to figure out how we're going to place our rails. Oh, look, we have some friends. We have some creepers that have come to join us. Hello, creeper friends. Bye-bye, creeper friends. That guy's still alive. Oh, there he is. Okay. I don't know where the other one went. Alright, so it has been a headache and a half on this redstone. It's been a while since I've done this. But I think I've got it set up correctly at this point in time. We have both sides hooked up, and what it does is it comes down, goes to here, and goes into a extender right here, which will keep this piston unpowered for the time being. Same for the other side. And then off the back side, you've got the power coming off of it going to the piston that pushes the cart rail over so that the minecart can go across. Both sides are hooked up, just same with a 2-tick delay. That way it gives time for this piston to unpower first before it pushes that powered rail across, so it doesn't damage it. And everything seems to be working okay. On the green one, what has happened is I've pulled a signal off of the line that goes into the piston, and what it does is it comes over here and it goes into another extender, into a 2-tick delay, into a tower torch, which is right underneath the minecart rails. Basically what that does is, here, I'll just show you what it does. Let's go ahead and put a minecart right there. Okay, let's say a villager has dropped in. Now mind you, minecarts don't move as fast unless they have villagers in them, so it's going to take off a little slow at first, but if we press the screen button, what you're going to see is the rail over there is going to switch, the minecart's going to go on its way, and it's going to turn to go this way towards the trading hall. And then the opposite will happen if I press the red one. Basically, press the red button, powered rail will get pushed forward, minecart will come, and instead of that switching, it'll stay the same, so it can go off to the unknown, like I mentioned. We'll just leave it at that, to the unknown. So if you didn't catch that, I'm going to do it one more time. Basically, what's going to happen is the minecart is going to get powered rails, move along, and it's going to go this. I forgot to show you that rail. I know I forgot to show you something. Let's try that again. Why not? Lots of fun, right? I always like it when something comes together the proper way. So as you can see right now, the way this is set up, the minecart would actually go straight instead of turning. Now, that being said, the Optifine has messed up the way the rails work on here, so at least the graphical view of them. So as you can see, even though this one's turned weird, the minecart does take that path. This one, when the switch is done, it'll actually be facing like it's going to go that way, but it doesn't. It actually turns this way. So if we press the button, you'll see right here how it switches. Minecart comes through, it takes its turn, and then the rail switches back. So everything is working properly right there, looking good. And what we're probably going to do at this point in time is we're going to stick a powered rail here and a powered rail here, so that way we can get a little extra boost going. So that portion of the functions is working out great. Now, I've got one other function I want to do. I don't know where I'm going to do it at, though. I'm thinking what I may end up doing is having another switch here off of this thing, and when I press that button, it'll send a delay to this one and switch it off to go to somewhere else. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, bit of a progress update. I told y'all I had all the redstone working. It actually works out pretty well. I did some testing on it, but here's our blue button. We press it. Let me go ahead and put a minecart there. We press it, and what it'll do is same thing both the other buttons do, but you'll see it'll come over here, and it'll turn here, but then it'll go that away, which is what we want it to do. We want it to go out off into this distance versus going back to the trading hall. The blue button basically is set up to where we can move villagers to a different area instead of putting them in our trading hall for the ones that we want to save, not the ones we want to get rid of. The ones we want to get rid of are going to be going down this path. The ones we want to save but not put in our trading hall are going to be going down this path. And then, of course, the ones we want in our trading hall, they're going to come around here, and they're either going to go down this way or they're going to go down that way and around. So it's a good little setup. I did forget to design. I think I mentioned this once already. I forgot to put a way to switch the tracks, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to figure that out a different way. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I've got to figure it out. We'll see what happens there. So this is pretty much design. I know it's kind of bricky, but when we come in here and we start doing some other designing, I don't have any wood on me, do I? So we'll probably take some not necessarily oak, but we'll probably take some kind of wood here and design like this. And this is just going to give me a window view of what's right here. So what I'll probably do is do something like this, and we'll have some glass panes right here, and this will show me the villagers coming in as they come into the breeding area, so that'll be nice. Actually what I may end up doing is just bringing the villagers in here and dropping them into possibly a holding tank right here, and then from there we'll be able to pick them up and move them into the actual yeah, that thing, you know, that thing, yeah. So that's probably what we're gonna actually end up doing. I don't think that's a bad idea, actually. You basically walk up here, you'll be able to look in here, see if there's any villagers holding, and if there is, then you can go ahead and select. That's oh, I can put it right here. Go ahead and select to bring one forward, and bring it into the thing, and then from there you can determine what you want to do with that particular villager. Let's back this off by 1 for sure. I definitely want to do that because it's not in the right spot at all. So like right there, and then we can put another button right here. I didn't even think about that. We can put another button right here that will activate this holding chamber to go into the, yep, that's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it. And we can put our logs right, like I said, right here. Yeah, that'll look good. So that'll look real good. This right in here is probably gonna be some storage. I'm gonna get back to cracking on it, and we'll see what I can come up with. Alright, so a little bit of a progress update. I've been working on this for a little bit now. I have added a yellow button to this. We'll come back to that here in a second. I've changed a few things around. I've gone with an aqueduct system to move the villagers from over there at the holding cell. It's a little bit easier. I like it. This first layer right here is going to be glass. There will be 2 layers of glass, as you can tell down there, and basically it'll give it a tunnel type look, I think, and it'll get bulked out, so it'll look really nice, and it'll have little archways down below, and then of course it'll have some massive archways coming through here to make it look like it's spanned over this huge gap. Ooh, looks like mobs are definitely spawning now. They updated our server to 1.13.1 like not even maybe 15 minutes ago, and mobs are spawning like crazy now. So looks like some issues have definitely been fixed on this server. You can tell a difference majorly with this new update already. So this is the route we're going. Aqueduct into this area. It'll get beautified. Right now I'm just giving you a little bit of a progress update. So basically you'd walk up these steps, you'd look here, and you'd be like, oh, I got villagers here. Let's see what we got. So the yellow button. Basically what the yellow button does is it calls for a villager. It signals a dropper over there, drops a minecart, picks up the villager, and then drops them into the chute. Now you can see here. Oh, I did not mean to put that sign behind him. What in the world? Where is that sign? I can't even find it now. I don't even know what I did with that sign. Oh, right here. Anyways, it basically allows you here. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, he's a toolsmith. I don't want him. He's horrible. So I had to hit the red button. He'd go off and he'd go straight. I haven't set all this up yet, but that's basically what it is. So your yellow button calls your minecart down to pick up a villager. Your red button sends your villager off to no man's land. That's what we're gonna say. It's no man's land. The green button says, hey, I want this villager. I want it in my trading hall. And it'll do the appropriate thing to send it over here to the trading hall. And the blue button is, hey, I want this villager, but I don't want it in the trading hall. And it'll send it down that track to wherever I'm going to put him on that. So we actually don't want this villager. I really don't care for him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and test some of these tracks to make sure they work properly, which they should. But I want to make sure. So let's say we want to keep this villager, but we don't want to put him into the trading hall. So let's press the blue button there. We're going to wait for him to unload here. And good deal. He is going into the right place. Mr. Villager. We'll be right back after these messages. And we're back from the pause. Oh, the villager. He's gone. Where'd he go? What? I guess he didn't like it here. He just got up and left. Yep. Got up and left. Okay, well, we can use his minecart anyways. Bye, Mr. Villager, wherever you went. Let's put the minecart back in here. And we'll have an auto feeding section where the villager will basically lose the minecart and the minecart will come back into that dropper over there. So let's call another villager. It looks like we've got a white coat coming up, so let's call that. Oh yeah, we got a white coat coming. And let's see what he has. He's a librarian and he has mending for 24 emeralds. So definitely a villager we want to keep and we want to put in our trading hall. So I have not fully set this up yet, but as you can see here, I've got these switches right here. I don't know how I'm going to exactly do this, but we're going to put our mending guy in this first slot here. So he should come through, go around, and skip all these others and go straight into this one. So let's go ahead and say, all right, Mr. Villager, you're going to stay with us. And off he goes. And around he comes. And you're supposed to go in there. You're supposed to go in there. You were supposed to go in there. Why aren't you going in there? I know you're not too big for that hole. Why aren't you going in there? That don't make any sense to me. I wonder if it's gonna hurt him too bad. Oh no! Instead, he's gonna go. We're just gonna nudge him in there. Bye, Mr. Villager. He's still alive, but I had to nudge him in there. Thank goodness he's still alive, though. I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I don't understand why it did that. I don't understand why it just stopped over the hole instead of actually dropping in. Maybe it's because of these right here. I don't know. We're gonna need a trap door on the top of that to keep any peskies from getting in there. So any peskies, any mobs. Let's just do this because I do want to save him. I don't want him to go bye-bye. So once we've got a villager in there, I'm going to put basically a trap door at the top that can be closed just like so. Yeah, that's the way we're going to do it. And that way we know that one's done. So now what we do is that right there, and we'll go from there. So basically that's how we're looking at this now. As far as our separator is concerned, I've got to figure out some way to do this without having to go around flipping switches all the time. We'll see what happens there. But I'm going to work some more on this, and I'll give you some progress updates as we go along. Looking good so far. I'm pretty excited. Okay, so after working on this for a little while, I've done a little designing. So as you walk up into this room, you'll see I put a nice little staircase, dark oak, right here to bring out the light. So that way we can have light in this room. Added a little dark oak logs to this to make it look a little bit nicer. Break up all the stone that was in this room. Added some signs to tell you what each button is for. So you've got the yellow buttons to call villager, press yellow button once. Bad villager, press red button once. Non-trading hall, good villager, blue button. And trading hall, good villager, green button. So this is all set up and it is good to go. All the redstone is working up perfectly. Going through here, I haven't really done a whole lot. I mean, I'm trying to figure out a design in this back area to kind of close it off. It's a lot of stone brick, but it's going to be a back area. This is not going to be something you're going to walk into very often. To resolve the switch area, I have added levers here and basically some redstone lamps. So when the lever is up, the lamp is off. That means the rail is going into that area. So basically if I switch this, you'll see that it'll bypass that and go into the next one. So the first one is currently full. It's got our mending villager in it, and that is just there for aesthetics. It is not, there's no reason to use that one. Right now I've got this one set up for our next villager. When it comes in, it'll go across. Now earlier I had the villager come in and it went straight across, and that's because there was nothing to keep the villager in that one spot. It just went straight across onto the next block because of the speed. So I've added this in here. The trapdoor is just a temporary measure to keep this villager safe. Those will not be here, but in between each redstone lamp I've left a gap, and that is for some glass, and this is kind of what you got. You got a little background look to it. I think it looks pretty good. A lot of andesite. I might change that out a little bit, but you walk around, you can go through here, and then this is going to be closed off. There's going to be an area back here. This switch right here will flip the rail cart, or yeah, the rails right here, so that way if you look, lever up, all other booths, lever down, first set of booths. So if the lever's down, it'll automatically go to those booths, but if it's up, it switches to where it'll go off that direction. Same thing as that one over there, redstone lamps, and I'll continue with the design on the back side of that. And it just goes around the way here. Yeah, it's a little bit of tedious work having to come through and flip all the levers, but you know, it's an easy fix. I mean, I won't be coming up here very often, so it's an easy fix. And then the stone brick, like I said, this is kind of a maintenance hall, so this is not going to be an area that you're going to see very often in the base, unless you're playing around with the villagers. So I did go with the stripped birch through here. I may stop it somewhere in here and just continue on with brick, as a matter of fact. So I think it's looking good. I mean, I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think down in the comments. If there's something I could change. This is all temporary, like I mentioned before. this is just to keep the villagers safe as they move around on their travels. This layer right here is going to be glass. Then I'll have a second layer of glass, and it'll be that way all the way around. And then I'll build up archways to make this look actually really nice. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to look really, really good. And hopefully here pretty soon we'll have a trading hall full of villagers. You know, that's my ultimate goal. Now we're going to need to get a farmer in there, and we're going to need to get some farms to be able to trade with these guys. So I think it looks good. This will be the start of our next layer on the base. So we'll probably put another room up top here. Look, there's some more creepers. Go away, creepers. Oh, that was a horrible shot. Horrible shot. There we go. Man, look at that lag. That lag is horrible. There's another one way over there. But I think right now that's going to do it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked it. I know it was a lot of building and a lot of just running around trying to get things situated. We do have a functional sorting system for our villagers now. I'm really excited about that. Now I've just got to do some AFK over in the villager breeder area, and I'm gonna probably wrap up this little room area in the back off camera. So when we come back, I'll show it off, and you'll be able to take a look at it and see what it looks like as a finished product. And then we're probably gonna start working on some farms. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you what, if you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. If you love this video, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification button for future videos. This is Nieblue, everyone. I'm out of here.